Hello there, welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute since I have done any sort of tarot card read, especially regarding a celebrity. Okay, now I'm going to go backwards to when I did a read regarding Whitney Houston and about that note. Okay, I think it was about 3 years ago. Alright, so it was a note that Whitney Houston handed Brandy on television. Okay, so let me put a disclaimer out there at the very get-go of this read. Everything that I speak about is an assumption, not facts, all alleged, of my opinions, and for entertainment purposes only. You know, that video that I did got a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic. Now, and the reason I'm recapping it and coming back to it is because I basically want an update about that note. I want an update as to if and when Brandy will ever speak about that note. Okay, I just want to know. First off, I'm going to light some incense, okay? Hold just a moment. I had my fan on and it's blowing up my lighter. So I'm going to have to cut that off. The wind is a little bit too much. So off is the fan. There we go. Now it's doing what I want it to do. Okay. First thing first, let's cleanse the space. And let's cleanse the cards, okay? What I'm going to ask you to do is take a deep breath in and breathe out 3 times, okay? Deep breath in, breathe out. Deep breath in, breathe out. And one more time, deep breath in. Breathe out. Okay. I'm also going to run this over the cards as well. These are the exact cards that I used in that read 3 years ago. Okay. They were very spot on about the situation, but I'm cleansing them right now. Okay. And I'm going to move this because I don't want a fire hazard. Okay? Let me move this out of the way. Alright. I'm also going to light a candle like I did in the previous video out of respect for Whitney Houston. Okay? I have lit the candle out of respect for her. You know, her death is a mystery. I mean, let's just face it. Her death is a mystery. Okay? I'll put this over here. I need to put it so it doesn't do any kind of, you know, something crazy. I'll put it right there. I believe Whitney Houston was born August the 9th, 1963. That would have made her 49 years old. And Brandy was born, I believe, February the 11th, 1979. Don't quote me on that. That would make her an Aquarius. I do not know her entirety, of her chart, okay? But what's so strange is that when Whitney Houston passed away was the same day as when Brandy was, her birthday. That's what's so weird about it, right? Let me double check myself so that I'm not saying the wrong thing. Give me a second. I'm going to double check that. Let's see. Brandy. Yeah, Brandy was born February the 11th, 1979. That makes her 47 years old. Okay? And Whitney Houston passed away February the 11th, 2012. So, same day as Brandy's birthday. That's crazy. That's absolute whack. Okay. Now, alright, let's get some cards out and let's see what's up, what's happening. From the last reading, from my follow-up, I had 3 cards at the very end, and it stated 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and Queen of Swords. It basically said that if and when Brandy spoke about the truth, okay, if and when, it would help the family greatly if she would speak about that note, if she told the truth. Okay, but after examining, basically it took me going back and rewatching that video. I actually rolled some dice, and I don't know why, but I saw numbers. I saw an 8. Could that be year 2028? Maybe 2030? Something like that with these dice. I didn't pick up on that until after the fact, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? But, yeah, that's absolutely crazy. So, 2029... or possibly 2030. You see, now I have a 9 here at the bottom of the deck. That's even crazier. What's at the top? I didn't even mix these up yet, but I wanted to clean them first, but let's get to it. 8 of Wands. See, I just split the deck just at random, people, and there's 8 of Wands. So there's a strong possibility something may be said about that note. Alright, and this is an air sign. That could be Brandy, and the fire sign is regarding Whitney Houston. I kid you not. 8, 9. Is this 2028? 2029? Just says I'm just using my gut and intuition here. But let's give them a good mix-up and find out. Yeah, everything is supposedly not fine, okay, regarding this situation, because her death just seems a mystery. Okay? And these cards feel stiff. Let's see. Knight of Swords. Those are messages coming in, possibly coming in. Alright, Spirit. Give me more information regarding that note. A tower. Okay, a tower is here. This is a sudden shock, a sudden realization here. Thinking, I can't believe this. Okay? Now, I saw 9:12 on the clock when I said that. As you know, Whitney Houston passed away in 2012. It's a sudden shock, a sudden something here. And this is a 13. Yeah. Yeah, death. Yeah. Wow, look at this. This is blatantly obvious here. The Tower and Death. 2 major arcana like this is a confirmation as to what I speak about here. So, wow. It was a shock to Brandy. It was a sudden shock to Brandy here. But you find something sudden here. Okay? Alright, Spirit, tell me more. Let's give these a good mix up again. Whoops. That was sloppy. Now, I do have 9 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck again. This could be Brandy. I mean, look at this. This could be Brandy here. Allegedly, thinking about things day and night. Thinking about things day and night. But being silent about it. Like, kind of keeping this to herself. It does bother her that she hasn't said anything about that note. She's kept it close to her heart. That kind of does look like her in a sense. Yeah. The star. Yeah, look at this. This is behind it. So she constantly thinks about, Brandy is the Aquarius here. She constantly thinks about this day and night regarding that note. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles behind that. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. It's a secret here. Yeah. Alright, Spirit, tell me more regarding that note. The Sun, another major. Wow. And the Hanged Man. This is all major arcana. I can't make this up. Yeah. There's something fishy regarding Whitney Houston's death. Okay? And for the longest time, people, at that time, we were in the age of Pisces, which is Pisces right here. But we are now in the age of Aquarius, okay? Do your homework. Do your research, okay? We are now in the age of Aquarius. And having the Sun here and Hanged Man, wow. And see, that is a 12. That's a triple confirmation. She passed away in 2012. Let's get a bit more. Tell me more, Spirit, regarding that note. Yeah, I'm basically following up to this, okay? More information. More information, Spirit. I can't, there's that 9 again. Look at that. Cards never fail me in the Chariot. Yeah, this is Brandy. This is definitely Brandy. Yeah, this is Day and Night. I just heard that song Day and Night, if you know what I'm talking about here. On any given day, at any given moment here, a day doesn't go by that Brandy doesn't think about this. Okay, 14 on the clock when I said that. Wow. Yeah, it just worries her to absolutely no end. Okay, about, this is Hanged Man here, about what happened to Whitney Houston here. She's holding it close to her heart. And I have the Chariot here, yeah, about the death and moving on. Yes, Whitney Houston has moved on. Okay, she's moved on. All right. But she thinks about this constantly. Okay, and there's the Emperor. As I said in the previous reading, it may have been a controlling man or a male figure or aspect here regarding her death, allegedly. This is strong Aries here, but also Cancer. Okay? Another king. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, to this very day, she still thinks about that note. Alright? Let's get more information. I want to know if Brandy will ever come clean regarding that note. Let's find out. Tell me more, Spirit. Will she ever come... Look at this. Will she ever come clean with the truth? Tell me more, Spirit. Will that day ever get here regarding that? Will Brandy ever come clean and tell us about the note? There's Queen of Wands. Let's find out. The Emperor. Queen of Pentacles. Alright, Spirit, tell me more. Will Brandy ever, will she ever come clean about that note? Or will she discuss it? Tell me more, Spirit. Six of Wands wanted to invert itself. Let me get a couple more. Strength. There's Whitney Houston right there. Oh my gosh, I got the chills. Everything is not fine. And another one, the World. It's not over. It's absolutely not over. Nine of Wands. Wow. This is Brandy possibly worried about the consequences if and when she comes forth about that note. Okay, there are consequences here that if she speaks about it, I'm just saying, if she speaks about that, yeah. And then there's the Lovers. Wow. Eight of Cups. Yeah, she may just pull the plug here and just choose to walk away from what no longer serves. But you have a few cards here inverted, okay? You have, and that light is bothering me just a little bit. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. We have here Six of Wands inverted. Strength inverted. That is Whitney. Everything is not entirely fine about this death. Ten of Swords is, you know, it's done with. It's not fine. And the World inverted as well. I'm pondering and thinking. She's thinking, Brandy is possibly thinking, allegedly, that if she comes forth, there are major consequences if she comes forth regarding that note. Okay, this is giving someone the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, this woman supposedly is taming this lion. There's a bit of trust here that she's taming the lion, or the lion trusts her, even for that woman to touch that lion. But because it's inverted, says you don't entirely trust it. Okay? Or the lion doesn't trust you. Okay? So she doesn't trust herself enough to come forth and speak the truth regarding that note. Okay? It's definitely not over with the World inverted here. It's not over with. And this is fixed energy. And Brandy is on this card because fixed signs are on this card. The first one here at the top is Aquarius. That is Brandy. Then you have Scorpio, and you have Taurus, and you have Leo here. So, see at the opposite corners here, you have a Leo and you have Aquarius. Yes, this is regarding Whitney Houston, but it is not over with here. It's not over. And that's a 21. This is an 8. Holy smokes. When you add this up, okay, this will be year 2028, possibly year 2029. Okay, that this sort of thing might resurface again. Allegedly. Okay? Yeah, when you add these up. Absolutely. But yes, she just doesn't trust that it's a good idea that she bring up the past or talk about this note. Yes, it would benefit the family and help things out if she did, but she feels that there would be consequences. Alright? I see 21:11 on the clock. There's something significant about 2021 or 2022 here. Let me roll some dice to see if I can get any further answers. I definitely wanted to go back to that video and follow up on it, per se. Let's see. There's 3, another 3, a 2, a 4, and a 6. That's a 28. I mean, that's an 8, my bad. Yeah, it's still, when you add these up. Let's do it again. There's 3, 2, 1. Something is about to go down. 11 is a spiritual number. Alright, let's do it a third time. There's 2, 4. See, again, I have a not. There's an 8 again. And a 7. There's something significant about year 2028 or year 2029. If you do the math, that would mean Brandy turns 50 years old. Okay? Possibly. So, yeah, she's very worried. She's very scared that there would be consequences if she spoke about that note. That's the whole thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I don't know why, but I feel I just need to get one more card because Spirit is telling me to get just one more card. I don't know why. There's the Tower and the Moon. Yes. Something hidden here. It may stay hidden for gosh knows how long. Okay, yeah. Something like that. I'm going to get one more card. Just because. Alright, Spirit, just one more. Nine of Swords. Look at that. I can't make it up. I felt this. I felt this strongly. That's why I wanted to see if I would get one more card. This is it. That's her. That's Brandy. Yeah, and now I'm leaning more towards 2029. Yeah, she absolutely knows of the consequences if she brings it up about that note. It's not a day that goes by that she doesn't think about it. She thinks about it quite often. She will be gray-haired, white hair or gray-haired over this. I don't know if she colors her hair or what she does, but all of this has put a lot on her that she will be white-haired or gray-haired down the road because of it. Yeah. There's something significant about these roses on this blanket right here. When I'm getting and feeling, she's thinking about possibly the actual funeral or services, and there are roses or something involved here with that. I don't know if Brandy has a blanket or something like this. I don't know if roses were something that was favored by Whitney Houston or not, like if that was her favorite flower or something. Yeah. And definitely, with it being air energy here, that is her. Most definitely. Yeah. Well, that's what I have regarding this situation. I have been feeling it for quite some time, and I just wanted to, do a follow-up, do a recap from 3 years ago. If you like this video, do like and subscribe. Yes, do give me the thumbs up, and leave me a comment as to this whole situation here. Okay? You all have a great day, and peace out.